Good evening and welcome to Bizworld. The Department of Personal Data Protection, JPDP, will be strengthened as a statutory authority leading personal data protection in the industry and commercial transactions. In doing so, Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fadzil said the creation of data protection officer posts in certain organizations is being studied.
Satu aspek yang kita lihat agak penting ialah data protection officer. Ya, ini penting bagi organisasi-organisasi yang menjaga data. Walau bagaimanapun saya telah minta pihak JPDP untuk mengadakan siri pertemuan dengan pelbagai pihak berkepentingan ataupun stakeholder untuk mendapat sedikit maklum balas sebelum kita bawa draft mutakhir ke Jemaah Menteri.
This will be part of the amendment of the Personal Data Protection Act, PDPA 2010. Aside from the PDPA 2010 amendment, the cybersecurity bill is also expected to be tabled in Parliament as early as October this year or March next year. Financial institutions are urged to collaborate with government agencies and civil society organizations to drive the country's sustainable development. In making the call, Natural Resources, Environment and Climate Change Minister Nik Ahmad said the banking sector needs to recognize its role as a catalyst for change.
ESG, as it has now been cliché to say, is increasingly a requirement for trade and investment. Companies used to focus on whether they are in the black or in the red, but now it's crucial for them to be in the green. Malaysia and its companies will not be able to compete regionally or even globally if we do not master it, and we are a trading nation.
He added the banking sector holds tremendous financial power capable of steering investment decisions towards greener alternatives. By incorporating sustainable energy projects into their lending portfolios, financial institutions also can incentivize and promote the development of clean energy infrastructure. Meanwhile, the capital market can play an important role in financing businesses to transition towards more sustainable practices. This is by broadening the capital market instruments and incorporating environmental, social and corporate governance or ESG elements into their business.
In prioritizing the sustainability agenda, the capital market can play an important role in financing business to transition towards more sustainable practices by broadening the array of capital market instruments to serve this need.
He added the incorporation of ESG will be of utmost importance in internationalizing the local small and medium enterprises. At present, green and social projects in Malaysia are largely funded through bank loans and bonds or sukuk.
Transition towards more sustainable practices.
The Employees Provident Fund EPF recorded a total investment income of 33.19 billion ringgit for the first half of 2023, an increase of 9.44 billion ringgit compared with the corresponding period in 2022. Now, out of the total investment income, 4.79 billion ringgit was generated from mark-to-market MTM gains in securities that had not been realized. The performance of global equity markets in the first half was also positive, led by a run-up in developed markets, notably in the US, which continued to show resilience despite the rise in interest rates. Meanwhile, the EPF's total investment income for the second quarter stood at 18.03 billion ringgit, up 9.05 billion ringgit from the same quarter last year. Equity investments continued to be the main contributor of income at 9.6 billion ringgit. EPF investment assets have also widened to 1.08 trillion ringgit, with 38.6% invested in overseas investments. Strong policies and regulatory frameworks are needed to realize Malaysia's National Energy Transition Roadmap, NETR. According to KPMG Malaysia, in order to deliver real progress, according to the NETR roadmap, it requires infrastructural and legislative reforms on a national scale. The government has a heavy responsibility to introduce robust policy and regulatory frameworks to establish a level playing field that fosters a favorable investment climate for financing and implementing its initiatives. The NETR is the strongest signal yet of the Malaysian government's commitment to achieve the country's aspirations for net zero emissions by 2050. That's all the time we have for Bizworld this time around. I'm Sabrina Zainal. Thanks for investing your time with us.